When I'm talking to my clients and they've watched My Cat from Hell, and I've watched My Cat from Hell, and I love Jackson Galaxy, but there's a misconception that exists now for people with cat-to-cat conflict because they've watched a few episodes and magically within 3 to 6 weeks, those horrifically aggressive cats are now perfectly at ease with each other. That's not reality. Contrary to instinct for a lot of us, when a fight breaks out, we keep calm. We approach with calm energy. We distract with calm and confident energy. It's a common thing where experts are dealing with it too. And that's why I love this tool and technique, because it helps with the day-to-day interactions between my cats. Hi everybody, Jessica Mockett here with Purrrfect Bonds. I want to talk about herding cats. This is like a cultural joke, right? Herding cats is impossible to do, which is why when you have a really difficult job, like being a producer for a big film production or a project manager at a tech company, and you have all the different teams that you're trying to coordinate, and it just feels like everybody's going in a different direction and you can't wrangle them all in. And that is when our culture uses the term herding cats as someone who can do the impossible. And I was actually a project manager and film and video producer for a decade. So I understand the humor calling herding cats an impossible task. The reality is, as cat guardians, we need to become excellent cat herders, especially when we have chosen to have multi-cat households. When you have a multi-cat household, there is a much higher instance of potential aggression, conflicts, urination issues, etc. As a multi-cat guardian, I have 6 in my home. Prior to being a cat expert, I had to start learning how to handle my multi-cat situation because there were certainly instances of struggle. When I had 4 cats, it was pretty well balanced. And even in my 700 square foot apartment at the time, I had 2 sets of siblings and they were about 3 years apart. And it worked out pretty well. Yeah, there were normal sibling squabbles over a favorite sleeping spot or a warm place or the sunny patch, but they really weren't fighting. It was just, like we all get little grumps at sometimes when we want our way. But when I kept my 5th cat, things changed. And I've noted this with a lot of people I've consulted with. There's sometimes that 5th cat can really tip the balance in our home, and suddenly we have spraying and suddenly we have fighting. And that's not always the case. You can have that with just 2 cats. You can have spraying with just 1 cat. But in general, the more cats that you add to your environment, the more stressed they become about their territory and resources, and conflicts arise over that. I kept Honey. She was a foster failure, but that stinker really caused trauma in my household. Most cats hit social maturity between 2 and 4 years of age, and sometimes you'll see some adjustments in your household, and sometimes conflicts arise when a younger cat is trying to now kind of exert themselves in the space and the territory. Honey seemed to go into social maturity a little early. It was more like about a year old, and she started targeting and bullying Trixie, my smallest cat. Trixie really is conflict avoidant. She really doesn't want to fight. But Honey did. Honey was pushing. And finally, they had a few all-out brawls in 2019. I flew out of bed in the middle of the night and found blood flung across an entire wall in the hallway. Honey, even though she was the instigator and the pusher, she was the one that got injured. So while Trixie is conflict avoidant, she is certainly capable of handling a conflict if pushed into it. So we had some injuries with that. Honey had a bite wound on her tail that got abscessed and a little nick in her ear where she still has a tiny scar. It was really traumatizing in our household. Over the course of their conflict, Gigi and Prim, my 2 oldest cats, decided to become police officers. And targeted Trixie and Honey, each taking a cat when conflicts arose, which was sort of helpful, but not helpful. I didn't know what to do. I really did not want to go back to a full, intense reintroduction process. I was working full time. I was away from home a lot. I did separate them. I kept them in different rooms at night, and I kept them separated when I was at work. And I swapped those spaces just so we wouldn't have any terrible fights. I didn't know what to do, and I was praying about it. And I feel like, although the pandemic was certainly horrible for numerous reasons, in one way it was a blessing to me and my cats because my work decided to go fully remote. I was able to work from home all the time, so I was home so much more than I used to be. This allowed me to start navigating their issues and reading their body language, intervening early on before conflicts could really arise. I discovered that this herding process really was effective over time. What I'm going to teach you today is not about a quick fix. This is a long-term habit that you need to develop within your multi-cat home. It's dominantly about your attitude, your energy, your behavior, and how you respond to your cats who aren't getting along. This method today that I'm going to be teaching you is not what would be called scientifically proven. This would be called more like anecdotal or experiential. So I've taken the cat behavior certification courses, and I have read many cat behavior textbooks, books written by other experts, and nowhere have I found this, bullet pointed of how-tos. So I'm just putting that out there, that I am aware that those who need scientifically proven information, this may not be for you. But this is for the people like me who are more about how things feel, how things flow, how things are working, and just giving you some sound advice on how you can manage inner cat conflict in your home. Some of you may already be familiar with Cesar Millan. He is obviously quite famous, known as the Dog Whisperer, and has the TV show called The Dog Whisperer. He is very well known for his calm, assertive messaging, or his calm, confident messaging. And with cats, we don't want to be assertive. I don't think that's the right energy for cats. But confident energy is a great energy for cats. And the confidence I'm talking about is like a soothing confidence. It's a chill confidence, a laid back, kind of everything's gonna be okay. Not in ignorance, but in just acceptance. Cats really do thrive with acceptance energy. When you have cats and somebody comes over to the house, whether it's a child or an adult who just has really intense cute aggression, and they just love your kitty, it's so cute. They just, can I pet your kitty? Can I touch your kitty? I'm gonna follow the kitty around. I'm gonna get the kitty. Oh, it's so cute. That energy is the type of energy that cats loathe.
You wanna live in this lousy world? Play it cool.
The energy that cats like and appreciate is laid back, calm, unassuming, uninterested. When you have guests to your house that are allergic to cats, so they are a little more backed off and not really focused on the cats, and you see the cats be totally drawn to them, rubbing their legs, trying to get their attention. And that's because the cats love that energy that feels safe. I'm gonna use the term calm confidence to help you gauge yourself. Confidence that is peaceful, soothing, relaxed, friendly, kind, patient. That is the energy we want to display when our cats are having aggression issues. It might seem counterintuitive. Most of us were raised by parents that, at least those of us who are older, were raised by parents that punished for bad behavior. And that punishment could look like a spanking, timeout, an aggressive smack, swearing or yelling or grounding, so there were very serious physical, often, consequences and emotional consequences for bad behavior. It gets translated to our cats frequently. That idea that if they've done something wrong or bad, we have to punish them. This does not help. at all to resolve conflicts within your home. In fact, it is more likely to escalate the conflicts in your home because you're just increasing the stress levels that your felines are already feeling. Cats have really small prefrontal cortexes, and what this means is they really don't understand consequences in relation to their own behavior. That's why they bat around their prey and play with it before they kill it and eat it. They don't understand that they're doing anything wrong. So if we are doing something to punish them, like running at them or scolding them or spanking them, they really don't know that it's in relationship to their own behavior. They just see you as a threat. Contrary to instinct for a lot of us, when a fight breaks out, we keep calm. We approach with calm energy. We put our body in between with calm energy. We distract with calm and confident energy. That's a wrap for this segment, Herding Cats 101, Calm Confidence. This was part 1 in a 3-part series. Links to the other videos can be found in the detailed description below. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We want to grow our perfect cat guardian audience. We'll see you back here for the next in the series, Cat Herding 101, Cat Fight Body Language, and then 5 steps to becoming a pro. Thank you for watching.